Congratulations on the purchase of your Whitney Brothers Outdoor Ed Learning Pavilion. Let's help you get started. It is important that you read all safety precautions and warnings prior to assembly. Also, please check your hardware packs against the packing list shown here. To assemble the top rail vertical supports, note that there are two countersunk holes at the bottom of the support that face outward when installed properly. Note that on the opposite side of the vertical supports there are two countersunk holes on the top and one countersunk hole on the bottom. These holes face inward when installed properly. Place the vertical supports into the top rail assembly and secure with 2-inch panhead screws. When connecting the sides together, note that there are 4 screw holes on each short side assembly as indicated here. It is important that these holes line up with the 4 holes on the long side assembly located here. There are 4 screw holes positioned on the footer of the short side assembly which are oriented to the outside when attaching the long side assembly. Move the long side assembly into place resting on the footer ledge of the short side assembly. Secure the long side assembly to the short side assembly using 3-inch panhead screws. Repeat the process for the opposite short side assembly, noting the position of the holes for proper orientation as shown here. Move the long side assembly into place, resting on the footer ledge of the short side assembly. Secure the long side assembly to the short side assembly using 3-inch panhead screws. Ensure all fasteners are tightened securely. Flip the unit over to expose the bottom side of the footers. Note the 4 screw holes on the footers that line up with holes in the long side assembly. Secure with 2-inch panhead screws and tighten. Flip the unit over so that the footers are flat on the ground. To install the corner braces, align the through holes in the upper side panel stretcher with the through holes in the corner braces. Using 2-inch hex cap bolts and lock nuts, secure the corner brace to the side panel stretcher. To properly install the shelf, note the 2 countersunk through holes from the top surface of the shelf. On the underside of the shelf, you will notice 2 cleats that are used to position and support the shelf to the back of the upper stretcher of the long side panel. Lower the shelf onto the upper stretcher and corner braces by positioning the underside cleats to the back of the upper stretcher. Using 2-inch hex head bolts and lock nuts, secure the shelf to the corner braces. flip the unit on its side so that the shelf is facing upward. Note the 4 screw holes in the upper stretcher of the long side panel that line up with holes in the cleats on the underside of the shelf. Using 2-inch panhead screws, secure the upper stretcher to the shelf cleats. Position the top rail assembly to the vertical supports of the side panel unit. There are 4 screw holes in the top rail assembly that secure the top rail in place. Using 2-inch pan head screws, secure the top rail to the side panel unit. Using 1.25-inch pan head screws, secure the vertical top rail supports to the side panel assembly. Install the 2 stretchers on the top of the top rail assembly. Line up the screw holes and secure with 1.25-inch pan head screws. Raise the end roof support assembly so that it rests on the top side of the short side panels. There are 2 screw holes located here that secure the roof support assembly from the bottom side. There is also a screw hole located horizontally here to secure the support assembly to the top rail cleat. Align these holes and secure the roof support assembly with 2-inch pan head screws. To install the rafters, note the pre-drilled screw holes located both on the rafters and the stretchers. Line up the rafter with the stretcher and secure with 2-inch pan head screws. Position the middle rafter assembly at the center of the top rail assembly. The middle rafter assembly is constructed of 2 independent rafters with spacers in between. Ensure the holes between the middle rafter assembly and the top rail are aligned and secure with 1.25-inch pan head screws. Repeat the previous steps to complete the rafter installation. To install the roof panels, note that the upper panels have 3 countersunk holes that align with corresponding holes in the rafters. Secure each roof panel using 1.25-inch pan head screws. Repeat the process until the roof is complete, and note that the 2 roof panels at the bottom edge have 6 holes each. Congratulations on the assembly of your outdoor ed learning pavilion. You've made a sound investment in developing young minds for years to come. Thank you for choosing Whitney Brothers.